I just want to remember the strangers who have helped me in my various journeys on the surface of the earth. I was fleeing persecution, and there was one time when I wanted to run away from home. I told my cousin that I was going to a certain place where I think people are not modernized, they are more traditional, on the top of Mount Elgon. And my cousin told my father, and they captured me and tied me with ropes, and they were taking me to a mental hospital. The main reason why I was going there was because I wanted to get a wife who is a virgin, but in this place where I live, there are no virgins and there are no beautiful women who are virgins. So I decided that I need to leave this place. And when they heard about this, they captured me and took me to a mental hospital. But because of the corona, I could not be admitted at the mental hospital. So I realized that these people might capture me again because I've been taken to a mental hospital several times. That was about the seventh time. So I decided to run away to a very distant land. I left Kitale heading for Karita in Uganda, and I got a lift from matatu. I also got a lift from a, mot- a motor, many motorbikes. There is a there's a policeman in a place called Raila who bought me lunch. There's a woman in Kachiliba who bought me fruits. And I traveled, and there were border riders who bought me chips. And I continued with the journey. I also want to thank the people who showed me direction. Then, while I was traveling, it started to rain. And I was still on the side of Kenya, walking on foot. I went to a certain house asking for shelter because the trees were too small in that land, so I could not shelter under the trees. When the woman saw me, she chased me away, saying I've brought corona. I went to another home, and when I entered, everyone in that home left the house. I asked for water, and a certain young man only remained, and he gave me water. And and the young man told me that, you see, every person has left the house, so go to our room over there. When I went there, I found some men, and they chased me away. They said, you are bringing here corona. So I was leaving and going in the rain. Then the young man called me back, and then he gave me 40 shillings. He said, may this money help you in the journey. I continued walking on foot, asking for lifts, but I could not get lifts. And when it was dark, a certain motorbike passed by. I asked for lift, and he refused to give me a lift. Then he was stopped by some people over there talking to them. I remembered I had 40 shillings in my pocket. I went to him and gave him the 40 shillings, and he carried me to Karita that night. In Karita, I reported to the police station. They told me to go to the hospital to be tested if I have corona. And I went, the hospital was closed. A certain pastor gave me 50 shillings. As you know, I smoke cigarettes, so I bought cigarette and some food. Then, uh, after I finished smoking cigarette, I saw a young man over there. It was about 10 p.m. in the night, so I had been rained on, and I was very cold, and it was at night. So I asked him, "Can I sleep at your place?" He was a stranger to me, and the first thing is he bought me a juice and biscuit, and then he looked for translators because he did not understand Swahili very well. He just understood Pokot. He did not understand any other language. And they interviewed me. Then they gave me a place to sleep. We traveled to that young man's home. I lived there peacefully. His name is Philip of Karita. I lived there very peacefully. I received everything I wanted. I told them I had come to look after cattle, but they did not want me to look after cattle because I am a man who is supposed to be married according to their culture. Children are the ones who are supposed to look after cattle. This one time I tried and went looking after cattle with them, and in that place people drink water from the sand. And one time when or also they also drink water that is stagnant. I drank that water, and I became sick, and also mosquitoes bite me and I became sick. So I was very sick. On the 20th day they called my parents. I was taken back to Kitale and taken to hospital, and I want to thank Philip of Carita very much. Yes, thank you.